Hi, Aries. So, I'm just telling you now, this is good. I'm going to get a little bit extra. I tried to do the Aries video twice. Even had my makeup professionally done. Shout out, Michelle. You did an amazing job. Made me look like Wonder Woman, the pop art cartoon version. Put on the costume twice. Did my makeup twice. Because Aries, fighter for the good, the soldier, the Amazon woman, the hero. So last night I put it on again. Makeup was done, looking dope, real sexy, like real low cut. And all this stuff going on, and Donald Trump comes out, calls women of color and a couple of white ladies too bitches because their sons are standing up for themselves. Here I am in this star-spangled getup. And since I decided that I was going to do Wonder Woman, I had been a little bit conflicted. I have to admit, because the person who plays Wonder Woman in the movie is a Zionist and was in the Israeli army and is the antithesis of Wonder Woman. Let's say it like that. So I was conflicted, heavily conflicted. And why do I say that in the Aries video? Because that is from my Aries, the Mars and Venus in Aries. It's how I love and it's how I fight. We fight for the right. We fight for the good. Right? So, I was conflicted. So I put it on again today. Sat down. I just can't make myself do anything. I really think it's the Aries because my mom you can't make my mom do nothing. Lord, if I could tell, you can't make that woman do anything. It's not even like talking to a brick wall because a brick wall is not going to try to claw your face off. It's not like talking to a brick wall. It's like, no, don't even try it. Like, I will run at you full speed. You don't want this. I have that. Lord. And I sat here and I was like, this is some bullshit. With everything this is some bullshit. Wash my face. I was like, where is my Palestinian rap? Let me go get it. Because if there is a female hero right now in the world, because if there's anyone we need to be giving hella props to who's out here being a superhero every day, it's these ladies wearing the cape every day out here when people are getting murdered just for, a religious choice. So instead of, promoting some more imperialist Zionism, I chose your warrior. I chose the depiction of you to be that which I consider closest to my heart, and I'm not going to cry. Okay? So here's your costume. To me, this is the most noble fight in the world, and this female, this representative, she fights for all of us because we all have something or other that we want to do or like to do that other people are uncomfortable because of. And this is the person that stands there every day at the bus stop, at the street corner, behind the counter, making sure that we all have the right to express ourselves. And they do it with their bravery. So that's why because that's what you guys are. You guys are dope. So, what did I do? What did I draw on? My grandmother on my father's side had tattoos on her face and earrings all the way up both ears and a septum ring. My father's family is very tribal. Rajput women have all kinds they wear ivory up their arm, very tribal. So she had 3 black dots here, 3 black dots here, 3 no, 3 black dots going up this way. I added these. And then she had 3 black dots here and a black dot here. And then she had 2 nose rings. Hella tribal. So where my heart is, where my blood and my bones come from. And then since we're doing Muslim girls, listen, I don't know why y'all think Kylie Jenner invented the makeup game. All she's doing is looking at like Arab girls' Instagrams and like going to her doctor and being like, can you make me look like this? Like that's really all that's going on there. There's nothing like, these girls have been doing this forever. Like this contour, the strong brow, you know, this lip that everyone calls the Kylie Jenner lip. This ain't no Kylie Jenner lip. This is the Middle Eastern chicks. They've been doing this forever. Forever. So once I knew I was going to do this, then I had to rep for the makeup game. Because y'all be killing the makeup game. So now that we've had all that, geez, let's do it. October, Aries. Ooh, right away? Lord, if this man, my Venus and my Mars in his Aries, I'm just going to keep it to myself. Let's see what else comes up. The Hermit. Who's feeling like the Hermit or who's being pursued by a Virgo? Let's talk about it. These Virgos are showing out so bad I cannot. Why? You can't play games with an Aries. Why? Why try? Why? What do you think you're going to accomplish? How? How? The subversion, the vagueness, does any of it work? Anyone who's treating you like that right now? I know, you're over it. You're like, nope, not trying to hear it. Like the game was fun or cute, but then it got boring, didn't it? Yeah, because Jupiter's moving into Scorpio. You're like, I want results. I want answers. I want results. I'm moving forward with or without you. Why are you here? I'm looking at that card like, what do you want? What do you want? Do you think I'm going to do this again with you? People don't get Aries. So, if you're dealing with a Virgo and you're not sick of him and you're just dating him or her, then the Hermit is here. Regardless, whether you want the Hermit or not, they're there. Great. So, how is this Hermit getting along with you? Right now, if this is someone you're really into, get ready. Because if this is someone you're really into, this is someone you may end up marrying. Could happen. If he or she is stable enough, which usually they are, if he or she is not going through some kind of huge life crisis, which, you know, they're showing out, but for the most part, they're on the right track. If he or she made a mistake and is trying to come back, I can see how you would want to try it again, but I also see why the cards aren't really speaking. It's because this energy, I think it throws you. There's something about this energy that makes it really hard to function in an Aries way because they be pulling you in this direction, that direction, and you're like, but they pull you, you know how they pull you? They pull you with their indecision. You thought I was going to not fidget? It's not just my hair. I fidget with everything. It's the Virgo moon. They're indecisive, they're indecisive, they're indecisive, they're indecisive. And then what happens? You're like, we're going, okay, you want to go in this, okay, let's go in this, no. You want to go in this, right? And you have these moments. Okay, let me show them to you first. I was going to show you and then I didn't show you and now I'm going to show you. So, we already have this. And now we have this. Bottom of the deck so far is the Chariot. Page of Swords, 5 of Cups, 3 of Swords. So I'm sorry, it's just a little bit difficult for me when the cards are so like in your face. Like it's when it's really obvious and you're just like, okay, Okay. So if as an Aries you are dealing with an air sign, I would say in this case, especially a Gemini, because this is looking like a Gemini and a Virgo. So this is like mutable energy, probably from the equinox from last month, still sticking to you. And you've got like a serious like heartache situation going on here. I feel like you used your words very strongly and the situation fell apart in a way that you're kind of fine with. But this Virgo that popped out, or this person who's acting like a Virgo that popped out, first thing is like not fine. The Three of Swords is like the Three of Swords and then the Five of Cups, like with the Three of Swords, like, yo, you know, someone who is regretting, that is regret. Like, I messed up. And like I said, from my personal experience, like, and I mean like personal, like very recently, you know, like very, very recently, my personal experience has been of like almost exactly this. So I feel like, and like I told you, my love life always follows, you know, like the Aries. Like I sometimes wonder why I don't watch the Aries readings more. Like my own reading, I don't know if you guys know this, maybe I haven't ever mentioned it in these videos, but I watch my own videos because a lot of times, or most of the time, all the time, I'm in the zone. And so when I look at the videos later, like when I'm like really, really reading, you know, sometimes I'll just pause and I'll be quiet. I go back and watch the videos because I'm like, oh, right, because I don't really know what I'm not cognizant of exactly of what I'm saying. So it's interesting for me to go back and watch them. And then I wonder why I'm not watching the Aries videos. I think I've said this a couple of times, and they always resonate so hard for my love life. I'm like, why do I keep just discounting it? So if you are in a situation with someone who with their words has hurt you, who with their words went too far or sliced you too deep, you get to the point. I feel like Aries is like, you know, there's a lot of signs that are sentimental about getting hurt. It's an interesting thing to be sentimental about pain and being hurt. Some people like the idea or the addictive quality that happens when someone hurts you and then they heal you and they hurt you and then they heal you, right? But then, and even in Aries will go with that little push and pull because you guys are tough. You can take a little, you know, rough and tumble. Even emotionally, you can be cut a few times and heal. It's no problem. You know, you're not crybabies at all. But there's a difference between play fighting. Have you ever been play fighting with someone and then they hit you too hard and you know that they did it on purpose? You know that they knew they were going to hurt you if they hit you that hard and they hit you that hard anyway? This is what I'm talking about. I feel like a moment is coming up here where either you, remember this energy is always like both ways, whether you go too far or that person goes too far with you. In October, there is a very real possibility where both of you may say some stuff to each other where later you're like, oh, oops, I should not have done that. But I'll tell you why you're going to do it. The reason it needs to happen is because what's about to take place in the next year for you until November 2018 is that you have real prospects that need to come in. You have real opportunities for love, for marriage. And if there's anything in your life right now that needs to go, it's going to come like shooting out of you, like just like get out. And you're going to do it in a way, you're going to say it in a way that there's no wriggle room left. There's no way for that person to misinterpret what you say, and there's no way for you to take it back when you're feeling less bold and you want to like, you know, backtrack and have like honey back in your life. You're going to say some shit or do some shit that the person's going to be like, or that person is going to say something to you that's going to not play fighting scratch here and scratch there. That's going to cut you to the bone. And when they do, you're going to be like, oh, word? When it happened to me, I literally put my phone down and I was like, oh, what? Cool. Because I knew this is where he was heading. Okay. Because, see, this is what people don't get about Aries. And I think to a certain extent Cancer. And it's interesting because the Chariot is the bottom of the deck so far. I think there is something about Aries and Cancer that's very similar and people don't get it. Like Aries and Cancer, they love. They will love you, love you, love you, love you. And then If you cut them to the bone, if you do some ill, something, all of a sudden that person that loved you to the bone is like, new heart, who this? No, you could have that old one. That's okay. I grew a new one. The altitude up here, I just be growing hearts. Don't worry about it. I'm a ram. I live at the top of the mountain. I got this. No, really. World falling apart. Everyone trying to kill Muslims, Muslim women out here on Instagram. Like, no, I got this. Don't worry, boo. We all right. Don't worry about us. Aries is like, I got this. Oh, you want to be a clown? Cool. Okay. Okay. Every Aries woman I know is always like, but it's him that's going to be crying. Okay. You know what I mean? So you're coming on this opportunity right now where you have the chance to be like, cool. If you want to play it like this, let's play it like this. I'm good with this. This is okay. We Gucci. I'm good. I'm good. And that person is like, oh, I went too far, because the earth signs are going too far. They are. They've been doing it all summer. And I'm just like, you guys aren't watching my videos enough, because I've been telling you to stop playing yourselves. I've been telling you. Why are you doing this? Explain to me. Explain it to me. Why? All right. 3 of Wands, Knight of Swords, 9 of Swords. So, the person, you in this situation, who's cutting people off to make room, is becoming even more aggressive in cutting people off, because now you're starting to look outward. You're like, whatever. I don't care. Okay, cool. What'd I say? Okay, cool then. Let's move on. Let's move up. Let's move on. Stronger than this. 9 of Swords. Excuse me. You must contend now. Let me show you these cards and I'll pull some more for the outcome. You must contend now with the very real possibility that it is, in fact, you. Okay? You have to contend with the very real possibility that it is, in fact, you that's causing this 9 of Swords. If you don't immediately identify with these cards here, then this is the other person that's feeling that way, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. And if it's the other person that's feeling that way, then it's also the other person that's feeling this way. Their misery gets worse as you become more aggressive in your just, you know what? I don't want this energy. Like, legit, I just don't want it. Like, get away from me then. It becomes even more pronounced, more aggressive towards them, which makes them even more upset, but which leaves you with what I've wanted, since we started doing this a year ago, which is to move outward, to finally move outward. Now, I know this is hard for you guys, because if there is someone in your life that you really, really, really love, and you don't want to hear this, and you don't want to hear that you're going to be done with them, and like you really put a lot into it, and oh no, and it is you. See, okay, this is what I need you to be cognizant of. Although you may be causing this in somebody, you may also feel this yourself, because this situation is something that at one point you both wanted. There's no reason to deny that. You both wanted this situation at some point. Of course, on both sides, there's going to be hurt, there's going to be pain, there's going to be regret. But I need to impress this on you. No matter how wonderful or how sure you were, girl, you could have looked up the word sure in the dictionary next to this dude, and it would have been a picture of me. I am sure. Sure? Oh no, I am positive. I bet my life on it. No, I'm glad I haven't been able to make that bet ever. Dude, it doesn't matter how sure you were, and I know how much this, like how scary this is, but you've got to weigh this now. You've got to weigh how much of this you are willing to inflict, wait a minute, not just on you, but on the other person. Aries loves and loves and loves and loves. You love yourself, I know you do, but you also love that other person. Are you willing to do this to that other person? Yeah, you can take it. I got it. But can he or she take it? And even if he or she can take it, should they? Is that a question we're even asking ourselves these days, Aries? I'm not trying to eat your food. I'm just saying. Like, I'm saying it to myself too. Like, what have I been doing? Like, these cards are looking at me like, you know, you knew it wasn't good for you and you knew it wasn't good for him either. Why? Why stick so hard to something and then be so stuck on something that when you finally realize that it's not going to work out, then you get so aggressive and so upset. And that person's so upset and so regretful and everyone's just acting miserable. But look at the light. This is a huge card here because this is like someone who's trying to not be stagnant and break free. This is someone who is unfortunately in many ways stagnant. This is someone who is stagnant. This is someone who is stagnant. This is stagnant energy. And this is finally, when you get here, this energy comes in and is like, this kicks the door open. This is walking through the door mentally and going, you know what? I'm over all this. Why don't all of y'all get out of the way? Seriously, like I'm over it. I need a new clear path because, listen, Jupiter is moving into Scorpio and we want to get married and have babies if that's what you're into, or we want to work on our career if that's what you're into, or we want to pay off our debt if that's what you're into, or we need to get that lien off the house or pay the taxes off. Whatever it is that like puts the name on the dotted line that makes you go, oh, hell yeah. I am so sea level right now. If you want it, whatever that is, this year is setting you up for it until next November. Good. A lot of cards. Well, okay. Death card. Okay. Interesting. King of Pentacles. How's that work? Oh, this light. Death card. Okay. King of Pentacles. 10 of Swords. Okay. Ace of Wands. I'm doing this really slowly because it's like suspenseful for me too. Emperor, Temperance. Whoa. This is interesting. I feel that this Three of Wands, I mean, look at it. It's dope, first of all. I feel that this Three of Wands energy opens you up to a total rebirth. And I think what your total rebirth does is it takes this person here to the depths. I mean, this person is going from the 9 to the 10. Go ahead, homie. But we also knew that was going to happen. So cool. And it leaves, and what it does to you, okay, because this is finally put where it belongs instead of on your shoulders. And what this rebirth then adds to you is new opportunity. Hey, yo. Here you are, second month in a row. And as always, the advice is simple. Mind your heart and your head, mind the balance, because these things have to balance out now. None of this belongs to you. And the reason it has to go now, I'm so glad that these cards, look at these cards. This is like 4 cards of rebirth together. This is so reminiscent of last month's reading. Looking outward finally, looking past this dynamic, whatever this was that for so long has had you questioning yourself. Good Lord. How long did we want to be like this even? And like this person just keeps thinking that there's something. I can't. Why? Like what is this even based on? What kind of false confidence is this? And I think it comes up as a joke. That's why I said that's interesting. I think the King of Pentacles comes up as a joke because it comes up like this. It's like this person really thinks they're hot shit, but like actually, no. And what happens to you? You start looking outward. And it's not even that this person just has a big ego and they're not really, it's like their stature, their whatever they do, whatever it is, they think that they can get away with not being 100. And they're going to find out that the other side of Aries is y'all just turn around and walk away. Hey, turning around and walking away? No, walking out, walking up, sailing away. You out. Where? Rebirth, baby. On some new. And the universe applauds you. Grants you wishes. Grants you opportunities. Grants you your sovereignty, your success. How do you achieve this? How do you keep this from overrunning your soul? How do you keep from being this aggressive, whether it's an air sign or an earth sign? How do you keep this from playing out? How do you keep yourself from getting sucked into this energy because there's so much of it to go around? Huh? You know you guys can feel like this even if you know it was the right thing to do, even if you know the other person deserved it, even if you're never going to let them see it. You know you could feel like this inside. Real bad, real bad. I know. How do you keep this from overrunning into you and getting into the way of this very important, very needed, and beautiful process? Major Arcana guides you all the way. You got to learn that balance, Aries, heart and mind. Let's talk a little bit about it, shall we? I'm just gonna, sorry, oh my God, what happened? 1 second, guys. Okay, I fixed it. So let's talk about it. Your outcome card has everything to do with your success while Jupiter is in Scorpio. You have such a great opportunity for an entire year now to really be able to bring those romantic dreams, those visions, that beautiful couple life that you've wanted. You have every opportunity to bring it into fruition, but you've got to watch the balance between your heart and mind. When your heart gets ahead of your mind, you do things that are coming from a beautiful place. I'm not doubting you. I see it every day with my mom. I see it with my own love life. You are coming from a beautiful place, but what you're doing, you doing the most, you know you're doing the most, even if it's just up here. And what you need to realize is that even if you're just doing it up here, it's not just an even just. It's not. That person can feel it. You are powerful that way. Your heart speaks to people. Now we know that the cells of the heart are telepathic, and you guys are all heart. When you're thinking about somebody, when you're wanting somebody, when you're looping about somebody, that person knows. That person can feel it. You need to distract yourself. You need to not be extra. When your heart starts to get too much, you need to follow these cups and bring some of that up to your mind. Now we know that when you articulate an emotion, it takes it out of your emotion center and into your analytical center. You guys need to do that as much as possible while this process is going on. Is this going to hurt? Yes. Does it need to happen? Yes. You can't meet the person that's the one if you're still stuck on stupid, like my friend Keisha been telling me forever. Or like she's been saying forever, why are you wasting your pretty? But if this is the person that you are absolutely intent on being on, if this is what you absolutely think, I'm glad, because this month is going to show you. This month is going to show you whether that person is or is not what you think. By the time November starts, you're going to be like, let me go watch that video again. Because they probably already showed you by the end of September, but you're kind of just reeling from it, or for some reason you figured it out, but you're like, right? I know that's what it is. Eyes on the prize, okay? If your eyes are not on this amazing prize, it will pass you by. And we are not letting that happen. Eyes on the prize, okay? This all leads, this culminates in your power, bringing your plans to fruition, not somebody else's, not someone that you like, not someone that you want to be with, not someone that you love, no, you, just you. I think the card keeps coming up because it's like, I want you to focus on you. And you do it for a little while and then you get sidetracked and then you get in your feelings and then you listen to some song you shouldn't listen to, or you get, you know what I mean? And the other thing, let's talk about it. Let's talk about money, because sometimes people will be like, oh, it's such a love reading and it's such a money reading. And when I say that, it's not because I actually care what people think. I'm just like bringing it up just because it's irritating, but like I actually don't change my behavior for it. But I will explain. I have no problem with that. Listen, if you were going to care about money this month, I would talk about money this month, but you're not going to care about it. You're going to have a whole year to settle all that money stuff. I would suggest that you take the next couple of months and just get that stuff under wraps, because you're going to have to deal with it this year. But money-wise, you just need to get right with your money. If you're spending too much money, stop, because Jupiter's not going to play with you. So fine. So that's your money reading. But this is the stuff that's going to be on your mind, and you're going to be in your feelings if you don't understand why it's happening. You are going to be so in your feelings. But I need you to understand that the other person in this situation is way more in their feelings than you are. Okay, first of all. And they should be way more in their feelings than you are. Aries, know your worth and then add tax, honey. Baby. Know your worth and then add tax. That's October for you. You're looking at everybody sideways and crazy. Like, I'm sorry, do you not see the crown on my head? Like, why do I need to point this out to you? What? Are you blind? Why do I need to even tell you that I'm adding tax? Why didn't you just assume I was? I'm sorry, I'm so confused. Why are you acting stupid? This is what you need to be like. Why? Because the person who's coming into your life, when Scorpio, Jupiter goes into Scorpio, that person is going to worship you. You need to get used to this. You need to act like the queen or the king that you are, because the person coming in is going to be like, this person is a queen or a king. So why don't we start getting in that energy and leave all this like fuck shit behind? Because unless you're trying to go here with this person that you really, 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 really attached to, you want to be here? Is this attachment worth being here? I bet it's not. I bet it's not as cool as this. You want to be here? Or you want to be here? I'm harsh with you guys because you don't listen. I'm saying it to myself too. You listen, but it takes, someone's got to like hit you a little before you listen. I don't mean hit you. I mean like, shake you. I love you. I'm going to take a second before I do the extended. It might be a little dark in here when I do the extended, just because I'm going to take a second so I don't end up yelling at you in the extended. But the only reason I'm yelling, again, I would like to point this out. Maybe this is also because I'm wearing the header, so I feel like hella like ethnic, like my people. Like this is how my people talk to each other when we love each other. You have too much opportunity for this. You have too much going on for you for this. You have too much beauty for this. You can't be sitting at this loser table. You can't be. You can't be sitting at this loser table. My friend that I love, Mandy, she just gave me this lecture this morning about how I be sitting at the loser table. Yeah. Because I'm like not even knowing my worth and not even adding tax. Listen, I'm human, just like you guys. Like, I don't have any problem talking about that or admitting that to you. Like, we all do it. We all get in a situation that for one reason or another, for however we got there, it doesn't matter, Aries, how we got here. But now it's time for us to step into our worth, girl, because the crown is being placed on your head, whether you want it or not. Whether you want it or not, you got that crown being placed on your head. You may as well learn to walk with it, You may as well learn how to hold your head up. Unless you want to keep readjusting that crown all the time. I mean, knowing me, I would love to just keep readjusting it all the time because I'm just annoying. But, right? This is what I'm saying. This is what it's about. This is what we're doing now. You are like a superhero. That's why I picked this. That's why I was going to do Wonder Woman. Why are you a superhero? Because you lead from your heart and you do the right thing. But leading from your heart and doing the right thing doesn't mean playing yourself. We've had this conversation before. But this person who's trying to eke their way back into your life or somehow keep you on a string. Superheroes can't be martyrs, okay? You can't be both. This is what was so irritating about Batman versus Superman, which is why it wasn't a superhero movie, which is why nobody liked it. How you turn Superman into a martyr all of a sudden? What are you doing? No, that's not cool for Emmett. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody, it's nothing cool about that. You're a superhero. You're not a martyr. You're not a victim. You never will be, right? So be a superhero for yourself. Be a superhero in your own life. When someone is trying to drag you into this energy, when someone wants you to stay here in this like cesspool with you of pain, of regret, of you should have done this, I should have done, oh man, maybe if I would have at this time, then this would have happened. Like forget it. Unless that's what you want Jupiter to exemplify when it comes in and exaggerate that. Unless what you want to exaggerate is uncertainty. Unless what you want to exaggerate is someone playing games with you. Because if that's what you want, then you should hold on to the situation. You can stay right here in this Five of Cups energy. I know. This is why. Because they're so harsh. They yell at us, man. My mom be yelling. Ooh. And even when she's not yelling, she be giving me that look. Like, you did what? Where you meet these people? Loser table. At the loser table. I can't. So, you guys are the bomb. One of my new makeup artists is an Aries. I'm going to have her on IG Live tomorrow. It's going to be dope. She's going to be doing the Cancer look. The Yamaya look. It's going to be amazing. I have to say, though, I'm going to really hella try not to cry. Because I want to take fire selfies after. But I'm not dressing up like myself for the Gemini reading. The Gemini reading is going to be like a mythical character. It's going to be Medusa. And I'm not dressing up like myself for the Cancer reading, my other placement, right? Gemini, Sun, Cancer, Rising. Because, quite honestly, I'm afraid of the ocean. And I'm not dressing up like a virgin queen. That's my Virgo moon. Because I don't feel like that. This is me. This is me. I cut the video off last month because I started hysterically crying. It was so bad. I had to cut it out. And then you were like, you didn't tell us the story, whatever. I was like, just forget about it. But I know you guys aren't going to forget. So what I was going to tell you was it's been a year. It's been a year since I started the channel. And I've had lots of relationships with all the signs, and it's been great, you know, and like everybody's been lovely, and me and Scorpio got a dope relationship, and Cancers and I have a dope relationship, like all the signs, it's amazing. But ain't nobody in here that can say that I know my mother better. Like, we've been on this road together, you know? Figuring you guys out. Me too. Figuring myself out, figuring my mom out, figuring myself out by figuring my mom out. Listening to you guys, how you react to her stories. Like, who can say that, yo, you guys have healed my relationship with my mom? What? I didn't thank you guys last month because I didn't know how. Like, I literally started hysterically crying. And I was like, they don't need that. They just need their reading, you know? And what I was going to tell you was, the story I was going to tell you was that when I was in a bind, I was in a really bad bind. And I thought I was going to have to explain, you know, for days and hours why I needed the help I needed really bad, really bad. I called my mom and I said one sentence and she was like, come on. I got you. Come on. This woman that I've been through this journey of life with, where sometimes I thought she hated me. I've looked back on this year and talking to you guys, and I've realized, looking back on my life as an adult and not as a child, as a spiteful child maybe, that like, she's always had my back. And I had done some crazy shit. I have. This woman, she has bucked society, she's bucked culture, she's bucked religion. She doesn't care. She doesn't give a fuck. She's like, no, that's my daughter. It doesn't matter how much money was involved. Doesn't matter. It's not just about saying it. She's put her money where her mouth is. She's put her life on the line for me. Like, when I was born C-section, they had to cut her open twice because they thought that they had left an instrument inside her. And she always says, you cut me twice. You guys have been the filter I needed to see her for the glorious person that she really is. Seriously, this makeup is fire. I don't want to fuck it up. Like the selfies are gonna be so fire. I can't. But that's all because of you guys. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so comfortable with you guys. It's always fun. It's never like, at the beginning, like my mom would call and be like, did you do that Aries reading? And I get so stressed. I'd be like, fuck. Like, stop. You're stressing me. And now it's like the Aries reading has become like the Gemini reading. I like can't wait to do the Aries reading. I'm like, oh, word, I'm going to hang out. We're going to talk. We're going to hang out. I'm going to gossip with them about my mom. I'm going to complain. I have a story for next month too. But for now, that's enough, right? Is that enough? Did you get enough of like my soul and my tears this time? Is that enough of a story? Good. Jeez. I love you. Extended up on the website. Check it out. So you got me. That's what I was saying. Everybody else got a costume. But I can't give you a costume. Because my soul, my Mars, my Venus, how I love and I fight, that's all I am. It's all Aries. I couldn't give you a costume. This is not a costume. This is me. This is my grandmother and my mom and my culture and everything I am. Everything I do. This is me. Now it should be enough. And check out the I did this myself. The highlight. Shout out Michelle for all the products. You were amazing. I love you. I'll leave Michelle's info below. She's the one that did the Shiva look.